Hello everyone and welcome back to Kayla's Kitchen. Today is another episode of Tea Together's Tuesday, and today's prompt is, what are 3 pieces of advice you would give to a new tea lover? So for this prompt, I decided to sort of take the route of what advice would I give to someone who is having a hard time drinking through teas that they felt that they didn't really like upon the first time trying it. So tip number 1, my first piece of advice would be that if you're having trouble enjoying a tea, try it a couple different ways with different steeping time and temperature. Always be sure that your temperature is the right temperature for the leaves that you are steeping. This is less important for herbal teas and things like that, but particularly teas based out of the Camellia sinensis plant really need, the temperature is super important, because something that is delicate like a light or a green tea, if you steep it at the wrong temperature, you're gonna end up burning the leaves. So my first piece of advice would just be mess around with your steep times and definitely change the temperature of your water. Make sure that it's correct to the type of tea that you're having. And if you didn't like it, if you felt like it was too bitter, try lowering the temperature of your water before you steep it. Piece of advice number 2, if you tried a tea and you felt like the flavor was too weak, don't mess with the steep temp time, but add more leaves. One thing that at least I used to do when I was new to tea was that if I wanted a tea to be stronger, I'd be like, oh, well, I'll steep it longer. That's not really what you want to do. You want to have more leaves. If you want more of the same flavor, you want to add more leaves, not increase the time. Increasing the time is going to change the flavor, not create more of that same flavor. So if you want to create a stronger flavor, just add more leaves, don't increase the time. A piece of advice number 3, try your teas multiple times. And what I mean by that is that your taste buds have a tendency to change. You can try a tea one day and not like it, and the next day try it the exact same way and like it. Your taste buds are very dependent on your surroundings and your mood at the time and things like that. It's just so important to be willing to try teas the same way just multiple times, because sometimes you might enjoy it and you might have just had a bad experience the first time. The other thing I would say for trying the same tea again would be to try it in a different form. And what I mean by that is that there are some teas that I love just plain hot tea. There are some that I don't like hot, but I love iced, etc. You can try your teas hot, you can have them iced, you can have it as a hot latte, an iced latte. There are so many different things that you can do with tea. You can try cooking with it. So maybe you have a tea that you don't like as just a plain hot tea, but you're going to enjoy it as a hot latte or something like that. So definitely give your teas a second chance, and if you still don't like it, try making it in a different form. But those are my 3 pieces of advice for new tea lovers if you're trying to drink through some teas and you didn't really like them at first. I definitely have fallen into that currently I'm under a sit down, and I have a lot of teas that I'm sort of sitting here I don't really want to drink all these right now. And sometimes it just requires starting again, giving your teas another chance to try them, or maybe it means switching up the way that you're drinking your teas. But that is all for this episode of Kayla's Kitchen. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe down below. And that is all for now. So as always, happy sipping.